Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers tape breakdown and analysis. Today, before training camp starts in a couple of weeks, I want to look back at the 2023 Pittsburgh Steelers season, and despite the new and exciting additions of free agent Patrick Queen and third-round pick rookie Peyton Wilson, don't forget about Elandon Roberts and the role he played last year and the role he could play in 2024. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site SteelersDepot.com, would really appreciate that. So Roberts, with all the injuries to Cole Holcomb, Quan Alexander, and even before that, Alexander healthy in this game got hurt midway through. Roberts still played key roles and really showed everything as a Pittsburgh Steelers inside linebacker. And my favorite clip of the entire season is this one, the second defensive play against Green Bay, and you talk about Roberts as a tone setter. This is a tone setting type of play. Going to read the keys here. Backside guard, the right guard pulling, follow him through, blow him up at the point of attack, and take down the running back, all in essentially one move. This is old school Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker play. Super impressive, instinctive, explosive, physical with the finish. Just start to finish. Overall, really impressive rep here again early against the Packers as they're pulling the guard, 76, blow him up, make the tackle on the back as well. Just really fun stuff to watch from Robertson. That's the style and the edge Pittsburgh needs to keep playing with. Bouncing around, first game against Cleveland in week 2 here is Roberts on the goal line, and just this big, powerful hit on Pierre Strong, short of the end zone for the stop. Cleveland would eventually punch the ball in, but putting that aside, again, reading the play, being instinctive, explosive, and then finishing with some big-time hit power there. We'll take a look at it from the other view as well, if I can find out where it was at. There it is. There's Roberts. No margin for error. That back has to go backwards, and Roberts has the hit power and the demeanor to thump him down immediately. So that's the style that he plays with. You see that consistently, rep to rep. You see it here in a big-time moment. Game against Houston, and again, watching Roberts' physicality, the power and pop in his hands on display. Pay attention to Texans left guard and our old friend Kendrick Green. Fortunately got hurt for the season in this game, but just watching Roberts on contact on this combo Green, knock and off balance Kendrick Green to the ground. It's a decent pickup by Houston. It was not a good game for Pittsburgh's defense or offense or anything in this one, obviously, but you don't see these plays too often where you're seeing linebackers just really deplete and put offensive lineman, I should say, on the ground. And so, yes, it's Kendrick Green, and he's not exactly going to be an all-pro. Nice little flip at the end to get back to his feet. But Roberts showing the physicality, the traits that Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers historically have had since the days of Russell and Lambert and Ham, carrying that over. Obviously, he's not that caliber player overall, but just that demeanor, that edge, that physicality, the way they go about their business, you see that in so many of his reps. Now let's look at a rep that's really important. Week 5 against Baltimore. Pittsburgh trailing 10-8, 3rd and 3, under 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Big money down, possession down for Pittsburgh's defense, and Roberts makes a great open field stop. His tackling downhill in the hole, along with the physicality, really good overall. And Pittsburgh's run defense at times needed that last year when they had so many injuries. You lose Cam Hayward, midway through week 1. At this point, you still did have Holcomb and Alexander. You would lose those guys throughout the season. A lot of these guys on screen, you lost at some point. Minka, you had half the season. Holcomb, he had that terrible knee injury. Keanu Neal's off screen. You lost him. TJ Watt, you lost him for the playoff game. So to have guys like Roberts, who played through a ton of injuries too, was so important. So just, again, read, diagnose, attack. He's always attacking, always downhill. You go back to somebody like a Devin Bush. Why didn't he work out? The aggressiveness, the demeanor, that instinctual, quick trigger to get downhill was not there with him. Roberts, complete opposite of that in a best possible way. So again, he didn't have to beat a block on this one, but still making that tackle in the hole, 1v1 with that back. If he's able to kind of wiggle out at all and fall forward a little bit, may pick up the first down. It's a big stop there by Roberts. Pittsburgh comes back, wins this game. When Pittsburgh signed Roberts from Miami, the story, the book was, the scouting report, downhill, two down kind of guy, can stop the run, be physical. The things we saw on tape were not that surprising or that unexpected. But the idea was he can't cover, he can't play in space. He's really a downhill kind of guy. And even I, just generally speaking, that was my takeaway on Roberts. But his coverage last year was really good. And it's so hard to play inside linebacker and cover in the NFL. There's like 3 really top end coverage guys in the league because it's such a structured setup for opposing offenses. We're going to watch this play against Green Bay. A really good rep, third down, big time situation. Again, Pittsburgh was so strong in the red zone last year. And just watch Roberts. Zone coverage, zone eyes. He sees the back here, take the flat initially, but then eyes on the quarterback, getting back to Jordan Love and seeing this crosser come across the field on 3rd and 5 at the sticks here, and then being able to change direction, find the ball, and then finish with the physicality we saw in the run game. Nice job by Neal as well to break this pass up, and Pittsburgh gets a big time stop. So zone coverage here initially, or maybe there was miscommunication. I'm not 100% sure with Mark Robinson. And this was the game where Alexander had gotten hurt midway through, but still Roberts settling in zone, getting his eyes to the quarterback, finding the ball, and then finishing with a legal, powerful blow on the Packers player to break this pass up. So big time stop. Another example here later in the season against New England. We're going to watch Roberts against Juju Smith-Schuster. Again, coming across on a shallow over the middle and good angle, good timing overall. Breaks this pass up. It's picked off by Michael Walker and nearly housed by him. And what I love most overall is the technique. Obviously, the actual play itself is really impressive. But what I really like is, even if this ball had been perfectly thrown and somehow caught by Juju, Roberts is still making the tackle. So with his right, outside arm and shoulder, he's wrapping to secure Juju to make sure this is no worse than a tackle for a couple of yards. And then with his left inside hand and arm, he's going for the swat. So he's doing both here, which is such an underrated trait. So many guys, and I get it, they'll go for broke and they'll go for the interception or the bat down. And if they miss it, it's a missed tackle. There's no really even attempt to tackle, and it's going to be a lot of yak the other way. Or they'll just play it safe and they're going to go for the wrap-up tackle, which you really can't get too mad at overall. But Roberts able to do both here. Outside arm, securing over the shoulder, wrapping up, taking him down, inside hand, left arm, going for the bat, breaking this one up, and it results in a tip pass interception for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ugly game overall, the loss, everyone knows that, but just a technique here again. Right hand, wrapping over that shoulder, pulling Juju down. Maybe a touch early, but it's bang, bang here. They're not going to call it. The refs, they're not even looking pretty much overall. Inside hand here, swatting this one away, batting the ball up in the air, picked off, going the other way. Great play by Elandon Roberts. He's pumped up. Now, I know you might be thinking and saying those were still almost run plays. They're shallow. They're underneath. Roberts is in zone. He's still coming downhill. It's a small extension of the run game, and that's fair. We'll look at a different example. Buffalo wildcard game, last one of the season, and watch Roberts right here carry number 3. That's a tight end, Dalton Kincaid, on the 7 route, breaking this pass up. What a play this is, and this one, the kind of stuff that you didn't expect to get from Roberts when you signed him. You didn't have the vision of him really even being in this situation of being out here as that lone inside linebacker when you signed Cole Holcomb and you bring in Alexander during training camp. You think, okay, those will be one of the 2 guys, Holcomb primarily to be your dime defender. Ends up being Roberts, and to carry this with a great angle and finish. He's out leverage. He's playing inside leverage here. Kincaid running the 7 route to the pylon. And just a great job here by Roberts to stay with it the whole way, get his arm in there, timed it perfectly, reading the eyes and the hands of the receiver. He's not going to get his head around, try to find the ball. That's going to slow him up. Josh Allen's going to beat you every time you try to do that kind of stuff. And then just breaking well, really rallying, running through this one. And again, never trying to look back. He's not going to have the ability to do that. Watching the eyes or watching the hands here. They're going to tell you when and where the ball is coming down, and then timing that beautifully to break this one up. So that's running with a first-round pick, an athletic, new age, move tight end, and Dalton Kincaid to break this one up in the end zone. Tremendous play by Elandon Roberts. He graded out on my, not PFF, I'm basing it off of my personal charting that I do. He graded out really well last year for Pittsburgh and just had an excellent season all around. And again, it was playing hurt. He got hurt, I think in that Patriots game, or it was the game before, because he was playing on a short week against New England, and think he has a pec issue and probably a bunch of crap he was playing through, but he knew he had to be out there with all the injuries Pittsburgh had suffered. They had gone through so many different guys. Walker, bringing back a unretired Miles Jack, Mark Robinson, Blake Martinez for a hot second. So there was a real leadership aspect to Roberts as well you have to appreciate. But these plays are just in a vacuum. Fantastic. So that's all I have for you guys today. Just wanted to show and really highlight Elandon Roberts. Don't forget about him. I know that Queen obviously will and should be the 3-down linebacker with his talent level, the amount of money they're paying him. And I'm as excited as anyone about Peyton Wilson, what his role could be, what his impact could be as a potential steal, assuming good health as a first-round talent, falling into round 3. But Roberts should still, to begin the year, playing in base, probably playing in some, maybe the majority of nickel looks early in the year, and he's still a guy with a ton of value for this Pittsburgh Steelers team. So I know there's buzz on Queen, on Wilson, on Cole Holcomb potentially returning sooner than expected and recovery going well, which is, of course, fantastic news. He was really good last year, too. But Roberts, underrated guy, glue guy, love the way he plays, had a strong 2023. Excited to see what he can do in 2024. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. And, of course, check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.